Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm back. It's your boy Moy with that man Nick, Slick Nick, Robbie Ray, and Nav. We got a lot going on today. Welcome to another session of Fourth and One. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get it.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's get
Nice.
it. Welcome back, boy. I haven't seen you since last time I saw you. The Raiders were 0-1. Now they're 0-2. How's it going?
I was
No,
contemplating.
remember
Hey,
we needed to introduce the new cast members. Actually, we have two double Owens,
Two double Owens. Yeah.
two double Owens,
hey,
Owen
I was,
three.
We got Owen over
I
here,
was,
and we
was
got
busy
three right here.
contemplating life, bro. You know that El Chapo meme where he's just out staring, man. That's how I felt, bro. That's how I'm still feeling. I'm just like contemplating life, bro.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
But I'm still rocking it. Still gotta rock it. You know.
Don't worry. Nav predicts after this they're going undefeated, so we know his predictions.
That's the only way.
We're not going to lose any. We're not
All
going to lose any
right. All right.
games
I
from now
love
on.
it. I love it.
Well, I got to give a shout out, Ray. Your team was the only one this week that won, man. They had to beat our team to win, but the Niners lost, the Raiders lost, the Patriots lost, but the Baltimore Ravens came out on top this week. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling good, but hey, it's only week 3, so I can't get too excited.
I got you. No worries, man. We'll move it on to the questions. After a very boring start to this Monday Night Football, it picked up a little bit in the second quarter, thank God, because I was falling asleep again. So my question to you guys, Cooper Rush is 3-0 as a starter now. Are the Cowboys better without Dak? Now we'll start it off with you.
Oh shit. Nah. I don't think they're better off with Dak. I think they have a good replacement for Dak. I think as the season goes off more and Cooper Rush plays more, maybe we could justify it better if Cooper Rush is better than Dak, but I don't think he's better than Dak. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Come on, Nick. Let me hear it. Cooper Rush.
I wouldn't go that far. I think they have comparable skill sets. But Dak still has proven more as an athlete and as a competitor, I think, than Cooper Rush. So I wouldn't hand the reins off yet after 3 games. I think if it keeps playing, then we'll decide. But you can normally count. You want to be able to count on a backup for at least a couple of games. So I'm going to give him those couple, and we'll see. Again, I don't think the Giants were the biggest challenge. Wait till they play some other defenses, I think, and we'll see a lot different.
Like Eagles in the division.
There you go. Come on, Raymond. Let me hear it. Cooper Rush.
Yeah, you know what? I have to issue an apology to Cooper Rush. I just straight up did not believe in this guy. I didn't think that he would even do anything. And this guy's won 2 games, in which I thought that they would have lost. And so I got to give him some props. But no, Dak's coming back. I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous that Jerry Jones is even saying that there's going to be a quarterback controversy. I think he's just spreading more unwanted energy to his team, to his own football team. It doesn't make any sense. Dak's your guy. We all know he's the guy. Maybe he's just doing that to, I don't know, give Cooper Rush some positive energy or something to go forward. But Cooper Rush is doing great. I see him doing really good against the Commanders too. So
I got you. Come on, Moy. Let me hear it. At least we got to get one. I don't know if he's frozen. Oh, there we go.
I gotta agree with Robot Ray.
I'm lagging.
I gotta agree with Robot Ray. You know, he was on point with some of those. That's your guy, and I agree. I don't know why Jerry Jones would even say that to start, some controversy in the locker room or something like that. He knows he's gonna go with Dak. You know, Dak is a mobile quarterback too, so he has that for him. In beating the Giants, the Giants won their first 2, but I think the Giants are going to end up being the Giants. I think the only surprise was beating the Bengals, but they yeah, they've been struggling too. So I wouldn't be like, oh, he's going to take over Dak's spot. Nah, I don't think so.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with all four of you guys.
Yeah.
I think there's some trouble brewing in Dallas, man. I'm starting to hop off that Dak train now. I don't know if Cooper Rush is the answer. I'm not going to go fully on saying that, but this team has played a little bit better without Dak than with Dak than we've seen in week one. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see in the coming weeks when Cooper Rush keeps starting, and we'll see when Dak comes back. But I do think there's something to keep an eye on because Dak has a pretty big injury issue now. He's a cap liability. I would not be surprised if they start looking at options. I don't think Jerry's trying to stir anything. I think he's just keeping it real, to be honest with you guys, at this time. I think if you can get a much cheaper quarterback that does the same thing Dak does, then why not? Why not move on from the guy and cut that 40-45 million, a year out of the books? But we'll see in the next coming months. We'll move it on over here. It's very sad news.
Let me just say, wait, it would be hilarious if Rush wins out and Dak comes back and loses his first game back. Then we're gonna see some Cowboys chaos.
I would love to see that. I love Cowboy chaos. Sign me up all for that. We'll move it on to some sad news. Mac Jones is maybe likely headed to the IR. It's not confirmed yet, but he has a severe high ankle sprain. He's going to be out. Looks like maybe around the Patriots are optimizing as 4 to 6 weeks. We'll see how it goes. So let's start it off with you, Moy. Do you think the Patriots season is over, and where do the Patriots turn to with the Mac Jones injury?
Oh, they weren't going to make the playoffs anyways. I didn't have them going to the playoffs, so I don't. The season's over. I mean, I suppose it was over for me before it started. How about going to the team that they almost beat? Go get some Lamar. Nah. Nah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know who they would turn to. I think it depends. Like if they're just willing to just write it out, and if they, if their season just kind of takes a tank of a turn, and they can maybe draft a quarterback, who knows? Or do they want to go after Jim? No, well, no, they can't go after Jim. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll go after Jimmy, get Jimmy back. But yeah, I don't know who they would go after because there's so many quarterback injuries that have happened within the last 3 weeks that I think teams are going to hold on to their quarterbacks or even their backups.
Yeah, backup quarterback is a big specialty. What do you think, Nav? Is the Patriots season's over, and where do the Patriots turn to at QB after the injury?
I think it is, especially not hating on Pats or anything, but pretty much how the Miami Dolphins and the Bills are playing. It's like, how do you get around those two teams in your division? They're already up there. I mean, Bills is like pretty much unstoppable, and Miami's like right there with them too. So it's like, if you guys can't beat them, which it doesn't look like, and especially without Mac Jones, it's guaranteed a loss against those two teams. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. But I think they should just. I think if Mac Jones is not your guy, then you guys should just start looking for other options. But if he's your guy, then you guys should just ride it out and just sit back with his injury.
Got you. Well, right before you answer this, let me tell you real quick. The Patriots' next few games, we're traveling to Green Bay, but then we have the Lions, the Browns, the Bears, the Jets, the Colts, the Jets again. Let me rephrase that. So, we have a very easy schedule coming up. Is the Patriots season over? And where do the Patriots turn to after Mac Jones?
I don't want to say the season's over, but I'm not a Patriots fan, obviously, but I'm extremely upset at the way that the Patriots, not the Patriots, I'll take it a step further. I'm upset with Bill Belichick. I think that he's handled Mac Jones extremely poorly. I think that he hasn't given him the weapons that he deserves. His drafting is horrible. Now, we all know he's the greatest head coach of all time. But when he's not a head coach, he's the GM. He's one of the worst GMs I've ever seen. He doesn't even know how to pick draft picks. This is bad, dude. This is horrible. I feel bad for Mac Jones. There's actually an interesting fact I found out. I don't know if you know about this, Robbie. I'm sure you do because I defer to you. You're the expert. Mac Jones doesn't even have a quarterback's coach. Can you believe that? How crazy is that? I mean, look, I get it. I just because I follow Lamar and I know Lamar has a quarterback's coach. He also has a quarterback's coach outside of football too. I'm not saying Mac Jones doesn't, but how the hell? I asked Robbie this question personally, and I asked him, "What's going on with the Pats?" And he says, "Look, man, we're a run-first team. We don't really trust Mac Jones throwing the football. So you don't trust Mac Jones throwing the football." But you don't have a quarterback's coach to help improve him throw that football? That doesn't make any sense to me. I blame all the blame on Bill Belichick. This is extremely sad for the Patriots organization. It's sad for me to see this because I'm not used to seeing the Patriots like this. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm usually used to seeing them. They're in the playoffs always or damn near in the Super Bowl. It is kind of sad. I mean, they're one of our biggest rivals, and it does suck to see them not do good. I don't hate the Patriots, but it's just like it does suck to see that. It sucks to see him. Now he's out for the whole year, and it's kind of like a Trey Lance thing. Now we have to see and wait till next year. I don't know when he's coming back, but hopefully he comes back soon. But it's kind of like the Trey Lance thing. Now we got to wait and see, is he going to improve as a passer? But they're not giving any help for him. But what the hell do I know, right?
Let me hear it from your favorite quarterback in that draft, Nick. What do you think?
Well, so first off, I've heard conflicting reports, and I've heard that the camps are in disagreement. So who knows? Who let that out? But apparently the Patriots are saying up to 4 weeks, and the rumor is Mac Jones's team is saying no, it could be 6 to 8 weeks, and getting a second opinion. So we don't really know how long it is. If it's 4 weeks, I don't think their season's completely thrown away. I mean, who do they have? Bailey Zappi. So even with the easy schedule, it's not like they were a super dominant team. I don't feel like. So now throw a backup QB in there. I would say that if they're not sold on Mac Jones, and I don't know that's the case, I haven't kept up with them enough. But if they're not sold on Mac Jones, then not that I want him to be injured or anything, but if they just tank and get a better pick, that's a better shot at a QB again in round 1 this year. It's funny that Ray was saying that you said like they don't trust Mac Jones to throw, but all of the hype, and you can take me back because I'm bringing this back to my team, but all of the hype was, Shanahan wants Mac Jones because he can fit in now and play now, and he's the most pro ready, and he doesn't want Lance because he can't throw, and so like it's just funny, like all of these conflicting reports on everyone, and Mac Jones was touted as the most pro ready, and I thought he was. I didn't think he was struggling to throw. But I didn't keep up on it a ton. I also didn't think Trey Lance was struggling to throw, but apparently that's the narrative too. So who knows? I don't think Patriots are done, but I don't know. Maybe they can bring in more tight ends and running backs and salvage their season.
Got you. Slick hat, by the way. Just want to point that out. Got you. Well, man, this is really tough for me, man. I'd like to see Mac Jones go down. I think he's plays pretty good when he throws the ball, to be honest. But I just don't know what it is. I just feel like we just don't trust him. We just try to keep running that ball. And Damien Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, they're getting yards, but the whole organization, other teams, they all know that we're a run-first team. And once they start crowding that box, it's time to take a shot deep. And why isn't Kendrick Bourne on the field? It doesn't make any sense. It took a few weeks to get Devontae Parker going. Last week we got Nelson Aguilar going, but we lost Jacoby Myers. We didn't have him in the entire Baltimore game. So I don't see Mac Jones having any quarterback controversy when he comes back. That would honestly just kind of surprise the hell out of me. I don't think Mac Jones has played just fine. The whole knock on the Brady, I'm not comparing him to Brady, but the whole knock on Brady is that, he's a game manager. He just dinks and dimes. Until he left the Patriots, and he showed that it was just a scheme that made him dink and dime, and he can actually throw the ball down the field. I think Mac Jones is just a fine quarterback. I think he'll do okay, but I'm pretty worried these next 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you, because our offense was already struggling, and for us to lose our leader, for us to lose our main play caller, who definitely showed some improvements throwing the ball down the field to me this year, I think it's going to take a toll on the Patriots. But we have another team that we need to talk about. we have the only 0-3 team in the football league this year. And just like everybody predicted, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Raven, I'm gonna save you and Moy for last. So Nav, I'll let you go first. What's going on with the Raiders, man?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Raiders. In my eyes, I see Josh McDaniels as the biggest issue in our team. He's obviously we were a playoff team last year, and now we're 0-3. It's like it's crazy. And then we add an addition to our team, which is Devontae Adams, and we still can't get it done. And I just don't. I think Josh McDaniels with his play calls, he just needs to sit back and just be a head coach and let maybe the offensive coordinator let him take over, let him do some plays or see how that goes. But in my opinion, I think Josh McDaniels is the biggest issue in our team. A lot of people said that defense was our main thing, but I think if we I just want to share this with you guys. We spent a total contract: Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Waller, and Renfro. The total spending on that was $344 million total contract of all those guys. If you spend that much money on your offense, like it needs to step up. It needs to do its job. Like those guys are doing their job. Those guys are actually showing up, practicing, and everything. But the play calls are just terrible, man. I think that's the main issue, and I think Josh McDaniels either needs to step back and let the offensive coordinator take over, or find a piece like how Denver. I mean, I haven't seen any like improvements, but Denver Broncos went out and got that the guy from Baltimore Ravens. I forgot to do play calls and stuff like that. Maybe they need to do something like that.
Who calls the offensive plays? Is it the offensive coordinator or is it Josh McDaniels?
I think it's Josh McDaniels.
Oh, okay. Got you. All right, Nick. What do you think? We're gonna save those two guys for last because I'm excited to see them talk. What do you think is going on with the Raiders, man? The only 0-3 team. Let me share with you. Since we have started the 17-game season, there has been no team in the football league that has gone 0-2 and made the playoffs. The Raiders are staring at 0-3 going into next week. What's going on with the Raiders?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I agree, and I've said they have all these weapons. They're not on the same page. They're not gelling for whatever reasons, whether it's a play calling or what's going on. Defense isn't holding up either. So I don't know, man. They're just a mess, I think. I don't know if we know what it is. I mean, maybe it's all just the hangover from all the chaos last year, finally catching up, and the team's just in disarray and not organized, and McDaniels isn't being the head coach he needs to be. Really though, it's like the whole unit struggling. They I don't even see like a strong like a point of emphasis, like one of the special teams, defense or offense. They all seem to be struggling or in disarray.
Yeah, I got you. Moy, I'm going to give you a chance. You want to go first or you want to go after Ray?
I go after Ray.
Go after Ray?
Yeah, let Ray go. Let Ray get his
Ray.
2 cents out.
Look, I'm going to answer this question. What is going on with the Las Vegas Raiders? I'll tell you what's going on with the Las Vegas Raiders. Everyone wants to blame Derek Carr. Everyone wants to blame the defense. Everyone wants to blame Josh McDaniels. You know what? You guys want to know who deserves the most blame? The Raider fan base. That's who deserves the most blame. Is the Raider fan base. That
makes no sense.
They are the reason why that the Raiders are where they're at. Too much hype every year. Every year is too much hype. That's the reason why that this team is in disarray. It's not because of the team. It's because of the fans. It's because of the fans, man. That is the reason why. But in all seriousness, no. Now, to be honest with you, it's kind of funny that Nav is saying that it's the offense. But in my opinion, I just think it's just the defense. I mean, it's not Derek Carr. And a lot of people are blaming Derek Carr, like the Raider fan base is blaming Derek Carr. Is it Derek Carr's fault that Darren Waller couldn't catch that pass and it got enters? Was it his? He's not the. I didn't know that Derek Carr plays wide receiver. I didn't know that, but he doesn't. It's Darren Waller who plays tight end.
He's tight end, bro. He's tight end.
I'm sorry. Tight end. But that's what I'm saying. And is it Derek Carr's fault that Hunter Renfrow fumbled that ball when they probably were going to win that football game if he would have held on to it? Twice. Nat put up the fingers twice. Yeah, it's not Derek Carr's fault. I don't think it's Carr's fault. I really don't. I think it's just a mixture of unfortunate bad luck that really sucks. And it happens. But I think that they can continue. I really thought that they were going to pull it off in Nashville. They didn't. But Josh McDaniels, I don't think you should fire him. I really don't. I think you give this guy a chance, give him a shot. But something's got to happen, man. They might have found a really good wide receiver. I don't know his name, but he got over 100. He got $150, I think.
Matt
Collins.
Yeah, so you guys might have found another weapon. And then when Hunter Renfrow comes back, that's a pretty deadly offense if Josh McDaniels can utilize all those guys efficiently. But that's my take on that.
I love it, Ray. I'm agree with everything you said. Let's go, Moy.
I'm glad you saved me for last because that's not a hard act to follow. That was terrible. This guy said the fan base, because we're out there fumbling, we're out there throwing picks. Okay. No.
It's probably because you guys left Oakland. You guys are cursed. That's what happened.
That's what it is. I have to go with what some of Nav said. It's the play calling. Every game, we had the opportunity to win. We had the ball last on the drive. Every game, we've lost under less than 7 points. So we were there every game. First game, Carr threw 3 picks. We had 6 sacks. But we were still there. We had the ball on the last drive. Terrible play calling. We ended up punting, and that was that. Second game, I think it was a terrible play calling to throw that bubble screen to the guy that had just previously fumbled when all you needed to do was to get into field goal range, it was like 2nd and 4. Like, run the damn ball, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Run the ball. Why are you going to throw a bubble screen to a guy that just fumbled and then he fumbles again? So the play calling there, we would have had that game. The last game too, play calling. So I'm not gonna blame Carr, not yet. And y'all know I haven't been a fan of Carr, but I agree with Ray. We can't say it's all Carr. I think it's more of the play calling. So that's my take on it.
Got you. Thank you, Moy, for being one of the very few Raiders fans that I've heard that doesn't blame Derek Carr, man, because it's not Derek Carr's fault. We're totally there with you. Any final words before we move it on from anybody? Because we can talk about the Raiders all day, I'm sure. All right. Now we're going to move it on to some rapid fire. You guys ready for this? Moy's out there grilling. We got the heat going. We're going to get to some rapid fire questions now. We're going to start off with you. You ready?
Yes.
Rapid fire. No explanation needed. Rank your top 5 teams going into week 4. Go.
Oh, shoot. All right. I think most of us would choose this, but Buffalo Bills would probably be number 1.
I'm already disagreeing with you. Today.
Oh, okay. I guess half of them, maybe. Philadelphia Eagles. Miami Dolphins. Oh, man. I would say
Tough one.
the City Chiefs and probably LA Chargers.
The Chargers after being 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Nick, what you got?
In order or just however?
In order, 1 to 5. Or you can go 5 to 1. Just say it before you do it.
I still go Bills. Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, Eagles, and Ravens.
There you go.
Ooh.
I want to see if Moy's going to go with Baltimore. Moy, rank your top 5 teams currently, man, in order.
Top 5 teams, huh?
Yeah. Raiders are 0-3. Let me remind you. So don't pick
Yes,
them.
I know.
Just being sure.
I still put them up there. Nah. Eagles, Bucks, Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs.
Eagles, Bucks, Dolphins. What was it?
Bills.
Bills, and then Chiefs.
Got you. Let's hear it, Ray.
I'm going to go at number 5. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. At number 4, I'm going to go with Tua and the Dolphins. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. At number 2, I'm going to go with the Bills. And number 1, the Eagles.
Oh.
Didn't the Dolphins beat the Ravens? So he puts them above them?
All right. I put the reason why I put, if you look how the Dolphins are winning football games, it's completely mind-blowing. Like, I don't know if anybody even knows this, but the Bills ran 91 plays. They ran 51 more plays than the Dolphins. That's, at some point, the Dolphins, that's not sustainable football for long term. If you're up by 21 in the fourth, I get it. The Ravens blew it. We blew it. But if other football teams are up 21, I'm just saying in the fourth, in the Dolphins are the team behind, that's not sustainable football. You can't, this isn't the NBA. You can't just go warrior status and just, and just come back like that. Like, I get it, they're winning football games, but it's not sustainable for long. The way that they're winning is not sustainable. Like, Josh Allen should have won that game. The Ravens should have won that game. They should be at least 1-2, but they're 3-0 and they deserve it, man. So I think the Ravens, let's be real here. We definitely, I know we lost the game, but we should have won that game. I think the teams, well, obviously we're going to be versing the Bills. So I don't know. It's tough, man. It's a tough list, but I can't put the Fins up in the top 2 yet.
Got you. Well,
Ravens top 2.
You guys ready for this? Because I don't have the Kansas City Chiefs in my top 5. At number 5, I got the Green Bay Packers. And that defense is playing lights out, man. That defense is playing really damn good. The defense is really good. Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. They're slowly getting that run game going with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Romeo Doubs is coming out and scoring touchdowns now. I think that offense is slowly picking up and molding into a very dangerous team this year. And they just took out Brady and the Bucks. I know Brady didn't have his weapons, but I'm going to leave him out of the list this week. At number 4, I got the Baltimore Ravens, man. The Ravens have been playing lights out football. They would have been much higher if they could have held on to that league in Miami, but what happened. At number 3, I got the Buffalo Bills. It's so hard to not put the Bills higher, but at number 2, man, we can discredit Dolphins all we want. Oh, they should have done this. They should have done that. But at the end of the day, they're finding a way to win these football games, man. I got the Dolphins at number 2. They're looking great. They beat some good teams. They beat the Pats, which is a division rival. They beat Baltimore Ravens. They beat Buffalo Bills, which is probably everybody's Super Bowl favorites right now. No matter how they win that game. So I got the Dolphins up there. And at number 1, I got the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They're playing so good. I love watching the Hurts and the boys throw the football around. Devontae Smith coming back to life after week 1 where he dropped a goose egg. Nav, I'm sure he was happy about that because Nav has him on his fantasy team. But yeah, that was fun to see for sure. We're going to move it on to my number 4 ranked team, to the Baltimore Ravens. Boy, I'm going to save you for last on this one. Actually, you know what? I gave you last on the Raiders. I'll save Raymond for last on this one. We'll
It's rapid fire. It just needs
What
a
about-
yes or no.
here we
What
go.
about preference?
Will Lamar Jackson win his second MVP this season?
No, Hurts or Tua at this point.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it, Nick. Oh, I'm sorry, Nav.
I think yes, he will. Contract year, he's gonna get it done.
Contract year, Lamar Jackson's winning that MVP. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Let's go more.
Too early to tell. Too early to call. So no. I'm going with no.
What you thinking, Ray?
You know what? This might surprise a lot of people, but I'm going to say no for this reason.
Oh.
I'm going to say no for this reason. This might be the biggest shock of all.
More, you okay?
Bro. I
I
joined the right one.
pay him, boy?
lost it right now. Look, the reason why I'm saying no is simple. Lamar Jackson is the most disrespected quarterback in NFL history. I'm literally going to go as far as saying that. And Moy's laughing because he's one of the biggest haters of all. That's the reason why he's not going to get the MVP. If Hurts and Lamar Jackson have similar numbers, everyone's going to go Hurts. No one will go Lamar. I promise you that. Disrespected. So that's why he's not going to get it.
I'm just gonna say you can't be disrespected and have won an MVP already. He's not disrespectful. Like I think there is some trash talk, but he literally won an MVP. So you can't. Disrespected was like Tim Tebow or something like, or someone who like literally gets like no credit. I mean, he sucks, so he shouldn't get credit. But I mean, Lamar's well respected. Like, I mean, I hear from the media like everyone would be like, well, we want to have him, we'd love to trade for him or this or that. Everyone should like saying, pay Lamar, pay Lamar. I feel like he's disrespected by his team. That's what's going on. His GM disrespected him by not paying him or having him do this, and when he's doing everything right, but. I get what you're saying where he's not getting as much hype, I guess, but it does feel like he's getting a lot of hype, and he already won an MVP, so it's hard to say he's not being respected. Just my thought.
Nick's coming for the throat. I like it. I feel like Lamar is one of the most disrespected and overhyped players that we have in the league at the same time. I don't know how it works. But you know what? The boys
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I can agree.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, Tua. You could say Tua was pretty disrespected last year, but he's getting some credit this year, sort of.
Right. One last rebuttal, Raymond, and then we'll move it on.
Yeah, I mean, like the year that he won his MVP, you know how they do the top 100? He didn't even get number one. He actually was like the fourth best player. Patrick Mahomes is actually number one. So this is what I was like talking about the disrespected kind of thing. Even though he can get MVP, people will still won't rank him number one. You'll have executives, you'll have coaches, defensive coaches that say he can't throw the ball still. He can't throw the outside the numbers. He can't do this. It's all about throwing the football. People want to say, oh, well, you know, he's doing really good right now, but you know, he's gotta prove it. And he does have to prove it in the playoffs. I get it. He's got to play better in the playoffs, but it's like they're already there. It's just nothing. I just watch. You'll see. I mean, people are the big wigs. I'm talking about the big sports networks and all that stuff. Everyone's saying he's great, but at some point they're going to turn on him, and I just feel like he's just not going to get his due unless he literally continues playing like this all season. Then there's literally nothing to say. But if it's close between him and Hurts at the end, they're going to choose Hurts. I just know that's just what it is. That's just what it's going to be.
I think. Sorry, real quick.
No, go ahead.
I think it mostly goes off of like people rank it off of team wise, like overall wise, and then
That's
like
what I was gonna say.
QB and is added onto it. Like QB is the number one thing, but then team is added onto that like little decision, you know, as in like, oh, would you go overall Ravens or would you go overall Eagles? And you know, like, and then Hurts and Lamar, and then that would be like the deal breaker. But I think Lamar, I mean, if you see it, like Rashad Bateman, like what he lost his number one receiver and he's still balling out. And then Jalen Hurts just added. They got AJ Brown, so like I give him credit to that. Like he just added a weapon, but Ravens just took a weapon away from Lamar and he's still balling out. Like that's you can't beat that dude. Like he's still balling out without his number one.
I just want to add real quick. I think, but they also look at like record because you can ball out but have a terrible record and your team doesn't make playoffs, and okay, you won MVP, but especially with the top 100, I was gonna ask, well, did was that the year that Mahomes won the Super Bowl? Because then you can argue, well, yeah, Lamar won the MVP, but Mahomes won the Super Bowl, so who should be number one, right? The guy who won the Super Bowl, if he had similar numbers.
But I think MVP, but I feel like MVP goes for most valuable player to your team. I mean, without Lamar Jackson, they literally didn't win a football game. Without Patrick Mahomes, they did win a football game with their backup quarterback because their team is ridiculously good.
Yeah,
Lamar
but
really has nobody. He has absolutely nobody. You take. I mean, you put Patrick Mahomes on this Ravens team. I'm not saying he's not going to win football games, but if you put Lamar on that Chiefs team with Tyreek Hill, I know Tyreek's gone, but when he had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and all those guys, I mean, it's a pretty much unstoppable. And look at like Nav said, what Jalen Hurts has compared to what Lamar has. Lamar's literally he's doing this with what I call nobody wide receivers because not a lot of people really know about these guys. I know people know Bateman, but Devin Duvernay's balling out and no one really knows who really he is. You know what I mean? So obviously Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews, but I mean, I think he's working with a lot less and I think he's proven it day in and day out. And I hope that people can stop criticizing him as a running quarterback and actually as a throwing quarterback because he's proving it. He's proven it day in and day out. He's proven it that he's the best player in the league right now.
Ray, would you like to change your answer now?
I'm still sticking by it. I honestly, dude, I seriously would love Lamar to win MVP. But I think Nick called it the best. I mean, the organization's disrespecting him, man. He should have got paid. When I came on this podcast and said, dude, when Josh Allen got paid, he should have got paid. He should have got $40 million a year. Everyone was like, no, he don't deserve $40 million a year. Hell no, he can't throw the football. He can't do this. And now look at, man, he's like, now we're going to have to pay him 10 times more. And I don't know if the Ravens are going to do that. And it really does upset me that I feel like they're not going to pay him. They're going to franchise tag him. They're not going to pay him because he's going to want 300 mil guaranteed. I promise you, he's going to want like 300 million guaranteed. He deserves it, but what can you do?
Lamar talk and the Raiders, that's one thing that will never get old on this podcast.
So much for rapid fire, man.
No, yeah.
That was a loaded question.
We can keep it going, but we're going to try to move on over here. Nick, we'll start it off with you, man. On the bottom of your screen, you see those 10 teams. Which 10 teams that are currently in the playoff bracket right now are likely to miss? We got Miami, Philly, Baltimore, Buffalo, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, Green Bay, Jacksonville. Interesting list. It's just the top 10.
Chicago, Denver, Cleveland.
All missing?
Yeah.
Got you. This top 10 is by NFL Network, just by the standings. What do you
Wait,
think?
so how many?
I mean, no one thinks Chicago's just in there because they're
Their
wherever.
record.
I mean, they're not making it. They're the easy one to. I mean, maybe they make it, but
So how many of those do we pick that don't make
however
it?
many you
All
think.
of
I was going to say
Oh,
one, but let's do all of them.
All of them, nah.
All of them? Yeah, none of them.
No, I would say Chicago. I don't think Cleveland's gonna make it. Denver's not gonna make it. Oh, Jacksonville's a toss. I think Jacksonville will make it. So Chicago, Cleveland, Denver, and I'm gonna say Dallas.
Oh,
Wow.
Them boys are not gonna make it. No boys.
throwing them boys.
And NFC East, it's pretty easy to get in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm
the
Jay
Giants,
NFC
the Giants,
least.
the Eagles are gonna take the division. Giants are gonna sneak in there.
Runner up.
Not
Yep.
them boys. No boys.
I'm going to go Cleveland. Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm going to go Cleveland. That won't make it. I'm going to go Jacksonville. That won't make it. That's a really hard one for me because I really want them to go in, but I don't think they're going to make it. I think next year they will. I'm also going to go Chicago. I think Denver gets in. I think Denver squeaks in as I don't know about that. That's tough. That one's a really hard one because Nathaniel Hackett and the way that they're playing. But that defense is good, though. That defense is pretty good. So maybe that their defense might carry them all the way. I'll go with Denver. I'll think Denver will go in.
You think they'll go in?
I think so. I think that defense will carry them.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I gotta agree with Moy on all those picks. Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, and Denver. They're not gonna make it in.
Damn Raiders fans sticking together.
Let's see. Who do I got? Chicago's definitely not making it. I know they're looking good at 2-1 right now, but one game was in a monsoon. So
They have a total of 23 completions for the year.
that sounds about right.
And 2 TD passes, both against the 49ers, of course, in the unbroken plays, but whatever.
Chicago won't make it, and Dallas won't make it. I'm going to say Dallas is going to miss the playoffs this year. I think Denver's going to squeak in.
Oh,
I think Cleveland's going to squeak in.
what?
Yeah.
Just because of Watson? That's why?
Dude, they're just waiting for that Watson. I think that's it. They're doing okay right now. I think Cleveland might sneak in. I love Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville will get in. So, yeah, pretty much I'm just going with Chicago and Dallas are the only out of the top 10 right now that's not going to squeak in. Now let's go from the bottom 10, where Las Vegas Raiders leads it off. Which team on the bottom 10 has the best chances to make the playoffs this year? What do you think, Nick?
Obviously, you know his number one pick. You know you see it.
I think Tennessee, San Francisco.
There you go.
I don't know, Jets. When's Zach Wilson supposed to come back?
I think next week.
I'm never trusting the Saints because I hate them now. Yeah, I'm going to say just Tennessee and San Francisco out of that list.
Ooh, very slim pickings. What do you think, Moy?
Bottom 10 for a reason.
He's hating on the Saints because they they ruined his parlay. It's all good.
They ruined everyone's parlay.
Yeah, they did. It's all right. I'm going Tennessee.
Okay.
San Francisco. I think Pittsburgh will be there. And the Las
With
Vegas
Kenny Pickett or Mitch
Raiders.
Oh,
The Raiders are going to be in there.
Hey,
Raiders are going to be in there. Look,
will Pittsburgh be in there with Pickett or with Trubisky?
Oh, I think Pickett.
Small hands?
We'll pick it.
Small hand
Raiders
Pickett?
are going to be in there. They'll be in there. Watch. They'll be in there. We're going to sneak in.
All right, Nav, let's get realistic. What do you think?
The only two teams I see. Yeah, I don't see any other team making it. I think Niners are going to make it. And, of course, the Raiders. Come on now.
All right, Raymond, now let's get realistic. Who we got?
Man, the Raiders aren't making it. Let's be real here. They ain't making the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Robbie just said 0-2. Teams that start out 0-2 don't even make the playoffs. You guys are 0-3. You guys aren't going to make the playoffs. So, to get
Exactly. They wanted to prove the statistic wrong. They didn't want to be 0-2. They needed to be 0-3 so they get to the playoffs.
First team to do it.
I'm going to go San Francisco's going to make it. I think New Orleans is going to make it. Surprisingly so, I'm going to go Tennessee's not going to make it. Seattle's not going to make it. Pittsburgh's a interesting one. If they go Kenny Pickett, I think they have a shot. If they go Kenny Pickett, I think they can sneak in. Also, I know those reports were saying that New England might sneak in too, but it depends on the reports. I know Nick was saying, and Robbie was saying 4. Nick was saying maybe 4 to 8 weeks. It just depends on how long lengthy that injury is. But if he can come back pretty fast, They could possibly sneak in.
I appreciate that. Let's see. I
Does
got
Robbie believe that?
find out.
We'll find out.
The Raiders not going to make it. They're 0-3. Houston, they're getting better. They're not going to make it. The Commanders, they only play in the second half. They're not going to make it. Tennessee, that one's a tough one for me.
Tennessee's 0-3 right now.
No, they just won.
They
Oh,
beat
they're
the
1-2.
Raiders, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to say Tennessee doesn't make it. Seattle's definitely not going to make it. The NFC is definitely much easier to get into this year, so definitely the Niners are going to make it. Pittsburgh, I think they're going to get it solved. I think they're going to get it solved, and I think they're going to squeak in towards the back end. The Jets are not going to make it. I'm going to say the Saints are going to make it, and I'm going to put a little asterisk on the Patriots making it. I'm going to go, if Mac Jones only misses 3 to 4 weeks, I say we make it. If he misses more than that, I say we don't make it, just to be kind of fair. Yeah, that's who I got. We had a great week of football, man. We're ready for week number 4 of football. Does anyone have any final things to say?
What's the Thursday night game? Since we won't be able to pick for.
What'd you say?
What's the Thursday night game? Since we can't pick before the next pick 'em.
Miami's going to Cincinnati.
Miami's going to Cincinnati. The Cincinnati with the all whites. Did you guys see the all white jerseys?
Yeah, actually, they're pretty clean. They're pretty nice.
I like how Jamar Chase has those orange gloves. Man, if you could get the cleats orange too, that'll be so. That'll look nice.
So, Nick, you want to just make our picks right now? Okay.
I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Ooh, okay.
For that.
What's the over-under on that?
I have no idea.
I'll pull it up.
I'm guessing Miami is probably favored, or maybe minus 1 or 2.
It should be like 5 or 5.5.
Well, home team automatically gets 3. So
who's the
yeah,
home?
I think they are. Since because they're home. I think by 4.
By 4?
Oh, by 4.
I think so. So. So Ray, is this do you think this is an actual contender for the Miami to prove it to you, like they're legit or not? Cincinnati.
Honestly, I do think I think that they are legit. I was just basically saying I just feel like the way that they were winning, it's just not sustainable, man. Like I get it that they are somehow, some way winning, but like it's just not the way that they're winning is not sustainable for long. I mean, that defense has been out there for. I mean, that defense is doing really, really good, but at some point, man, I mean, they just got 91 something plays ran on them. Now they got to go to Cincinnati and handle that offense. It's tough. That's a hard task to do on those players for sure. But for me, I'm going to go with Miami. I hope Miami because it's a division rival. I don't want the Bengals to win, so I'm going for Miami. I hope they win.
Yeah, short week, so traveling.
Yeah. And Waddle's questionable too.
Nick, who did you think the favorite on the spread was?
I don't know. I figured Dolphins might be favorites since they're home.
I thought Cincinnati was
favorite by 3.5, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Wow. So they think because normally the home team's given at least like 3 points. So that's pretty. I don't know. Maybe they might be trying to get the bets in though. So who knows? But it also could be because it's a short game for the Dolphins, a short week for the Dolphins. So I still think Bengals. I think Bengals are going to win this. I think they're getting it together. It's going to be to Ray's point. I think they can sustain it, but it is going to still have ups and downs. They're not always going to have those miraculous plays. But and Tua, I mean, he looked like he was concussed. So I don't know. Apparently he's not, but I guess we'll see.
Got you. So you got the Bengals, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ray, who'd you say you got? You said you got the Dolphins, right?
I have the Dolphins winning, yeah.
Okay. We got a 1-1 split, Nav. Let's hear it.
I don't know, just base it off of the favorites, Miami traveling and all that with Tua, how he looked, and Waddle maybe questionable. I think Cincinnati might take it.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
2 for Cincinnati, 1 for Miami. What you got?
I've been calling this since the beginning. I'm going with the Fins, man. Fins.
Fins up.
By the end of this season, Moy's gonna abandon the Raiders and just be a Dolphins fan. You should just do it now, dude. Just transition now, and we'll go back and Photoshop your hats into Dolphin hats the whole time.
Hey, we have family in Miami, so I can always
see, he's already coming up with excuses. He's trying to figure out how to jump ship when the Raiders end up 0-5. He's like,
and I bet you as soon as he swaps, that's when the Raiders going to win their first game right there.
That's the curse, huh? I just got to stop being the Raider fan.
All right. So we got a 2-2 split. We got 2 guys taking the Dolphins, 2 taking the Bengals.
You're the break even.
I'm going to take the Bengals. I think they're not going to lose in that clean white uniform.
I think if
uniform, that does it for me.
I haven't tallied up everything, but I think if tradition holds, disagreeing with Ray is the best way to go still. So I'm going to hold on to that. I had way too many agreements with Ray that did not go my way this time.
Got you. Well, before we wrap it up, Moy, I just wanted to let you know that we have a new name for you from now on. At least this week. We'll see what it is next week. But as of this now, it's not your boy Moy, it's your boy O3 from now on.
Why you gotta change my name like that? Come on. Dang.
All right, wrap it up, boy. We're all done.
Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy 0-3. Session 4th and 1. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh man.